Hi guys, welcome back. So here we are on a way to create our own CCTV, AI CCTV camera, where the particular frame or particular objects in a frame are being dictated by our camera, and we use those dictated objects and an LLM to figure out what is happening in that particular frame or particular moment of time. So for that, we made sure that YOLO NAS is working, and we tried to log the values and also set up a basic DB. So right now we are trying to log those values predicted by YOLO NAS into our particular database. For that, we created a database using PostgreSQL, and our database contains few columns like camera ID, objects detected, bounding boxes, of course. But once we tried to run the particular script, it failed, and I asked cursor for the reason why why this particular script is failing, and cursor, being really good at this kind of job rather than me, it explained me that the bounding box format or the type of bounding box is pretty much an numpy array. That is not how we have defined it. We have defined it as an string, and we might need to work on that part. For that, cursor suggested to convert the numpy array into string, and this string can be directly applied into our DB, and cursor also generated a function to do that particular stuff, and we just had to copy that function and paste it there, and that is what we all had to do. See, that's how AI has made our life little more like a lot more easier, because this is something I could have spent half an hour to 1 hour time spending researching on what's happening, why this is happening, editing the code, formatting it, and setting up an recent thing. There could be misdirections because, like I said, cursor did gave us the reason. It did give us the code, and the code was working fine because it even wrote a test code to test its own code, and it worked there. But it was not working on our case because I tried it twice, but it was not working there. That's when I checked back our code. So the function created by the cursor was not actually being called in our particular code. That is a mistake from my end. That was something that I had to double check. So when I once I checked, I noticed that okay, the particular function the cursor mentioned was not working. It was not being used in our particular flow. So all I had to do was to copy the function that is being pointed out by cursor and paste it in our code flow, or a code flow. So that was a pretty much easy task to be done, and the time I spent for it was around 15 to 20 minutes understanding why this is happening, where and all this particular error is going, why this is happening, and pasting the code flow and checking it again. It almost took 15 to 20 minutes, and as we can see, once I did it, it almost started working fine. Now then the next issue came up, and again, like usual, I asked cursor again because this has become a pretty much a daily task. Or instead of searching internet, browsing through the files, this has made my life little more easier to approach projects, because I can understand why this is happening. I can just ask why this is happening, and I can figure out okay, there is a solution for that, and just update it based on the solution given by cursor. And I can even verify whether it is right online. Usually that does not take too much time, but whenever I am from working on it from scratch, it usually tends to take a little more time to understand the stuff that I don't know, because I was usually working on a Java database or things like that. This doesn't matter a lot. It's not like I'm expert at everything. So once it started working fine, it also throw another error. It was that I had set a particular value like camera ID as null, because I never thought camera ID is a required feature. But later when I thought, okay, we don't know from which camera this particular feed is coming, so that value is not at all we don't have to remove that value, because we need that value because we have to identify why the camera is which camera is giving the value. But it was throwing us a null error. So for now, I set a value, a placeholder value 0 for it, and once I tried that with the placeholder value 0, it started working. But I believe this namesake placeholder value is not the optimum solution. We might figure out where we can get the identity of the camera. And once I gave that placeholder value, it started working perfectly fine in our scenario. So yeah, like I said, we might have to figure out a way to find or identify the actual camera, or what is the identity of actual camera. So that's all for today. Tomorrow we might try to figure out an actual ID for the camera, as well as work on the next part, like start to work on the edge side, like maybe Raspberry Pi, or we will try to figure out an LLM to interact with our database. I don't know if I have never done that. Maybe I will stumble there. I might need some help from OpenAI or Cursor in that matter as well. So yeah, let's see you in the next video.